Good morning, it is Friday and I actually had planned to go sourcing today, but I've already been out twice this week and the house and my reselling space is a little bit all over the place. So I thought I would stay home today and I thought I'd do a day in the life of. So I'm gonna take you with me today. I have a few plans. I went sourcing yesterday and I got a few things and I'm yet to process them. I started last night, but I ended up getting home at about 6:30 and by the time I had dinner, I just couldn't be bothered. So that's probably priority number one. I would love to get everything drafted as well and then I'll do photos over the weekend. So that's my plan, but I need a coffee. I've had breakfast, but I need a coffee. So coffee, then I'll get stuck into it. Funny fact, I'm no longer allowed a real cup in my reselling room because I seem to tip them over. I don't know how. I've done it probably 4 or 5 times now. So that is why I have a takeaway cup, because is the current state of my reselling room. As you can see, bomb hit it. Just crap everywhere. Not really crap, money everywhere. But pretty much what you see up on that table and kind of on the floor is what I got yesterday. So I started processing. I was looking for something, hence why everything was everywhere. Got a fair few books yesterday. So there's books along this back wall, obviously more books here. As I am moving them, I'll show you kind of what I got yesterday. But yes, this rack here is things that I need to photograph. That's all been drafted and ready to go. But yeah, I need to put some stock away in this back corner. I need to process those books. These clothes are still from that bulk lot that I put on Marketplace. Another one went the other day, but yeah, they're very slow moving. So I might have another option to get rid of some of those. But yeah, this is task number one. So process so that I can hang and yeah, put away and do some listings. So it's never fun when it looks like this. It definitely doesn't make my heart happy. This is, okay, let me show you what I'm processing and what I've recently bought. So I got this Emily Rodda Del Toro Quest set. These are hardcover books. I ended up picking this up for $15 and I think I could probably get about $100 for those. Next up are some Terry Pratchett books. I recently sold a bundle of these that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. I had 13. I sold them for $200. I've got 9 here and I think I spent $26 on these. Some were $2, some were $3. I grabbed these yesterday. The reason I went sourcing was because I had to do a Facebook Marketplace pickup for these and it was on the other side of town. So this is a full set of Wheel of Time books. I have sold these multiple times. These are in average condition, but I should still be able to get probably $280 for these. So I paid $50. Some clothing and other items, just a little Mimco kind of pouch wallet. I did pay $10 for this. I probably won't get a whole lot, but it's new, so grab that one. This is a Deck Jibber kind of tweed coat. Good size 14, and it was only $8. This one's a bit fun. This is a vintage Perry cotton. It is velvet, but it's a little leotard. So see how that one goes. This one here is just an Olga de Polga top. Nothing crazy, but it was only $5. I've got a Sportscraft Liberty dress, which was $10. I've got a wool Trenery skirt, which is a good size and extra large. That one was half price, it was $6. A little Ina Pelly t-shirt. I only paid $6 for that one as well. This is a Mila Purdy top. Mila's been selling really well for me lately. I don't know what's happening, but little Mila Purdy. I did pay $12 for that one, but I reckon I can get 60 to 70. This one here is a bit odd. This is by Talia Benson. It was half price at $7.50. I have really good luck with the linen fabrics with Talia Benson. So that one maybe 50-ish. I'll have to comp that one. This one was half price as well, so $7.50 for some Laker by Dogstar. This is just a little top. Next up is Commonry, just a skirt, a little cotton skirt for $8.50. And then the last item, which I nearly left behind, were these faux leather witchery pants, but good size, newer tag. Then I grabbed 3 pairs of shoes yesterday. So I got some Viviers. These ones are new. So I did pay up for them. They were $15.50. Should get 100-ish for them. I got some bed. These were actually in the cabinet at the Lifeline. $22.50 on them, but she gave them to me for $15. And then the last pair, these are so nice, like the quality, just some habits in almost new condition. There's like a little bit of tiny little scratching on the toe there, but as you can see, the bottoms are like perfect. These ones are $20. So I thought I would go through kind of my process when I buy stuff. I have found over the years I've had death piles, and they're quite overwhelming for me. So to avoid that, I've kind of made a few processes within my life, which has made everything easier. So as soon as I purchase items and I get home, they come in here and I try and put them in my inventory sheet. So that's what I'm going to do now. So everything that comes in goes onto this sheet, and this sheet, thanks to Cass, because I got it from her, actually helps me with my drafting. So there's only one touch point here. Everything goes in there, condition, defects, sizing, measurements, everything, and then I can essentially copy and paste it into the description of my drafts. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put everything in. I've done 1 or 2 things last night, but the clothing hasn't been touched. And that can sometimes be a little bit time consuming because of the measurements and everything like that. So that is step number 1. Step number 2, everything gets kind of put in their place, ready for photography. Clothing gets hung, shoes get put in a tub, books generally just stay on the bench because I'll do them pretty quickly so that they can go away in my cupboard, which is actually getting quite full. And then obviously photography happens, and then from there items get packaged up and then put in my inventory system. So I have steps that I go through. Sometimes I just do step 1, and then the next day or the day after that, depending on if I'm working, I come back and do step number 2. But it has been working really well for me, and I'm finding I'm not having death piles, or I'm managing them. So today obviously didn't go sourcing because this area is a bit of a mess. So I'm planning on going next week. I have a specific day that I want to go. So if this room can be tidied and everything really organized, I then feel like I can go out again sourcing. So yeah, makes me feel good, and I'm feeling so much better being on top of everything. Also note, when I am putting everything in my inventory, I'm also comping as well. So literally everything is done. Okay, so processing that took just over an hour, but I was distracted by our Earthworks landscaping guy. He came back for some machinery, so probably take away about 15 minutes for that. So that's all done. I'm going to hang everything and move on to the next thing. So I ended up going to the north side of Brisbane yesterday to pick up those Wheel of Time books. So from my place to there is probably close to an hour and a bit. It took me an hour and a half to get home last night in peak hour traffic. So I ended up going over there, and then I thought it was a really good opportunity to op shop my way home. And I found it really difficult yesterday. I find Brisbane is really, really great for sourcing. whenever I go elsewhere, I think, geez, how do other resellers do this? Because, you know, most of the times when you go out in Brisbane, you come home with at least a bag full of things. So yesterday I did find that it was a little bit tough, and I've noticed that prices have significantly increased everywhere, especially our, you know, main op shops, Lifeline, Vinnie's, Salvos. Yeah, I felt like, you know, there's pieces that have been pretty unaffordable, but generally, you know, I actually thought our op shops were quite good. So yesterday they were pretty awful. I think I only paid up for a couple of items that were actually worth it, but some of them were just insane. I got some books yesterday that are just kids books, and usually, you know, kids books, 50 cents, $1, $2. One of the op shops had $5 per book on them. So I was just like, I don't know, who's paying that for a secondhand book? You? I don't know, especially kids books when you want to buy a few of them. So I actually went up to the manager. I never do this, I feel even bad even talking about it. I went up to the manager because they had like this sign on them to say, love books, talk to us about it. So I asked them, I was like, oh, like, do you have a sale on? Like, I just saw that, you know, you have a sign up there. And she's like, no, we just need help, like, sorting books. So I said to her, I was like, oh, I'm actually interested in 13 books, but at $5 a pop, I just can't justify it. So she ended up doing the $2 a book for me, and I just don't understand, which, so nice of her, really grateful, and I said that I really appreciate that, but I just don't understand why their prices aren't like that anyway. But yeah, it was kind of like that all over the place, you know, Witchery, Country Road, Portman's. Some of the Portman stuff was so expensive. I just don't even see, you know, someone who's out shopping for themselves spending that. So it's definitely getting tough out there, friends. I don't know how you guys are feeling it, but yeah, it wasn't pleasant yesterday. I did end up going to a boutique op shop which opens monthly, and I haven't been there in a few months. Usually it's on when I'm working, and yeah, the crowds make me a little bit uncomfortable. But I went yesterday, it was kind of pleasant, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Jess. Jess came up and said hello, which I think I was the most awkward human, but hi Jess, thank you for saying hi. I hope you found some goodies. I ended up walking out there with some books, those habit shoes, which I think were the find of the day. I knew that they were a really, really good brand to pick up. These are brand new and they feel so nice. They are stunning. But I am listing them for $2.50 and my buying was $20. So I think they were probably the find of the day. My sourcing plan over the next week, I'm actually leading into holidays from my main job, so I'm planning on going sourcing on Wednesday. I'm having my shift off on Thursday as I've got a funeral, so I have the opportunity to go sourcing on Wednesday, and I'm going to go out to the country, and I'm hoping that I can share that with you. And then probably Monday I'll just do some local ones, and then I work Sunday next week, and then I'm on holiday, so there'll be lots of sourcing opportunities. All right, back into some cleaning. I just, as you can see, just needed to do a really good tidy up of this space. Everything does have a spot where it belongs. So once this is done, I'm going to feel so much better. And once this is done, I'm going to take a little bit of a morning tea break. I think I need coffee number 2 for the day. All right, I have had a bit of a break and had another coffee. I've just vacuumed the floor in here, so much more nice now. Such a nice area to work in. But I thought I would show you my post. I guess just my setup and how I do everything. Okay, so you've already seen my room multiple times. This kitchen island is actually from IKEA, and I love it because it has storage on one side. So this is pretty much all my postage supplies, but some tape and bits and pieces. But I mostly use 2 types of packaging. I use just small satchels, and then the other thing that I use is the small padded mailer. So when I am finished with my item, it has gone through the process and it's going into my inventory. They go into one of these with a SKU number on it. And I actually post in these. If I need to swap out any packaging, I actually keep these. So if I need like a medium because someone's bought a bulk lot, I'll just transfer the items into the medium, and then these go back literally in here, and I just put in a SKU number, the next SKU number over that one. So that's the one that I mostly use, but then I also use the small padded mailer. So I use these for shoes mostly and international orders. So again, if someone buys something internationally and it's in this, I'll transfer it over to one of these. I just like the added security of it being padded. And shoes. I put most of my shoes in these, but a couple just, you know, if they don't fit. But these are the same price as these. So you can see that these are wider. These are still, if it packs it fits or posts it fits or whatever the thing Australia Post says. So these ones are still small, and they're the two types I really use. Down here though, I have my tissue paper. I also have some like hex wrap. These I got from Bunnings. They were discounted, so I'm not sure if they have them anymore, but they're so handy to have, and I've got more in the shed actually. I keep a couple of small boxes underneath there, but I don't really use them. These are all the small mailers. Over here I then have just my general supplies, so scissors, tape, depiller, rubbish bags. Then I have my SKU numbers, my weights, my thank you cards, and my little tape. And down here, this is where I keep all my small mailers. I keep my bubble wrap, which I'm using so much less of now that I'm using these. So even though these cost more to buy, I think in the long run, they're actually cheaper to use. And then down here, I have some other size mailers, mediums, larges, extra larges. Again, don't use them much. And then this is actually something I just bought yesterday. I bought some contact. I'm actually going to pre-cut all of these for my international orders instead of using tape when I put on the label. So that is my little area. So I'm going to package up these 5 items. I've got 2 clothing items and 3 pairs of shoes. This is pretty much what it looks like when I pick. I've got the clothing items in their satchels like I talked about. So this one does have a SKU on it, really easy to find, and they'll be posted in these. So all I'm going to do is add in my thank you cards to the bag. If the item is a silk or a really delicate fabric, or it's an expensive purchase, then I might wrap them in tissue paper. Just depends on the item, but otherwise they just go straight in the bag with a thank you card, and that is it. This first item going out is a witchery jacket. This one is from the bulk lot. This one had a defect on it, and it's been, like, it was disclosed. I'll put here what it sold for because I can't remember. So that is it. The second item is a review blazer. This one came from the bulk lot as well. So I got 2 more sales from that bulk lot, which is so good. So 3 pairs of shoes. So like I was saying, so these ones are actually put in tubs in my storage system. I think I have about 7 or 8 tubs for shoes from memory. So when I pull them out, they're not in their packaging. But I'll be using 3 of these guys. These are just Zieras. These were listed in January. I think they might have sold for 35. Got some Frankies. These ones are a little bit beat. Probably a poor buy on my behalf, but they sold for 42. And the last ones are these Archers. These ones only went live yesterday, so sold within 24 hours of listing, and they sold for 90. So these ones I am going to wrap. These ones will get tissue paper. They're like a nice suede, but the other 2 are going to go straight in the bag. So if you haven't heard of Arch before, little screen grab up to show you. Definitely a brand to look out for. They consistently sell for really good money. I've got another pair listed. I think they went live this morning. I picked them both up at the same time. But yeah, they go for really good money. And not to get them confused with, I want to say, I don't know if it's spelt differently, archers or arch, just arch, not sure. But yeah, don't get confused with those ones because they do not go for nearly as much money. So the reason for the tissue paper is just so that they don't rub on each other. I'm not necessarily concerned about them inside the bag, but I just don't want the two shoes to rub on each other and yeah, cause some issues when they're getting shipped. So that's as simple as it is. Those ones will go in. And that is it. That's what I mean, how easy it is for shoes now. I used to get my bubble wrap, I'd individually wrap the shoes, put them in a satchel, and honestly, the small pattern mailer has been a game changer for me. So much quicker, cheaper, and yeah, just great. So 5 items that I've packaged up to add to the ones that I did last night. Happy days. Okay, so I've done my post, I've cleaned up the space, I have put all that stock away and I've processed it. The next thing to do today is to start listing. I'm gonna actually list up those books and the shoes, and then I'm gonna do some more drafting. So that's the plan. I'm probably just gonna go for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's probably when I'll get hungry for lunch. And then that'll probably be it for today, to be honest. I might do some photos, but I really gotta feel like doing photos, to be honest. And I think that might be something that I do tomorrow. I am hanging out by myself this weekend while my husband does a triathlon tomorrow. So I'll have time. So yeah, I'd love to just get all of these items at least drafted. So yeah, and then I'll earn my wine tonight. That's my theory. What do you reckon? It is just gone 2 o'clock and I'm finished for the day. I finished all my drafts. They are all ready for photos, which I'll do over the weekend. And I'm so glad that I stayed home today. As much as I wanted to go out and source, I'm really glad that I stayed home and just got stuff done. It puts me in such a better stead for next week, and it just makes me feel better knowing things are processed and I don't have dead stock sitting around. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. It was a bit of a kind of mishmash of things, but I got stuff done. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I am gonna go do some housework and I'm probably gonna read some book as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little snippet I gave you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.